Chapter 7, Lesson 3, Extensions. So now this is specifically about all triangles, or all angles, all three angles in a triangle. So if you could please put a big old box, or bubble cloud, or highlight, do something here, because this is the big idea. All three angles add up to 180 degrees. So this 180 degrees, 180, or 180, is what we're going to start with every time. So 180 degrees. Everybody say 180. In class, I'm going to have you say it every time. So I'll say 180. When we talk about finding an angle or finding the missing angle or finding the value of x, if they ever just say find x, you cannot just say found it. No, that's what this no here is for. That's not what it means. If they, for some reason, say find x, they mean find the value of x. Start with what we know. We have a triangle, and all three angles in a triangle always add up to 180. Everybody say 180. Did you say it? Because that's what we're going to do. Now, because it's a triangle, add all three angles up. Write them on out. 45 plus 65 plus x. From there, you may use mental math or a calculator. Careful with the mental math that you get it right. You know that Mr. Walls can make mistakes as well. Add up your like terms. That's these guys right here. That's where we get 119 plus x. That still equals 119. So then solving for that, again, how do you get rid of adding 119? Mr. Walls has a habit of adding a negative. You can just subtract it. Excuse me, got a little error right here. Let's erase that on both my screen and yours. Notice very fast there, that should not be there. That should have been 180. Quick little mistake there. Fast spots where we can make mistakes, so be very careful as we tend to precision. So whether you want to take 180 minus 119, or if you just want to take 180 plus a negative 119, you get 61 equals x. So again, read the instructions. Ignore the find x. Found it. No, not what we're going for. Find the value of x, 61. Done. Find the missing angle, then 61 degrees. So let's go through that. Here we go again. Look, a triangle. All three angles add up to 180 degrees. Everybody say 180. Hope you said 180 because that's what we start with. Then add up the angles. Out of habit, yes, I want you to write down all three angles. I know some of us can go right away and jump here and add these in one step. I like that. Please write out the three angles, just that way we've got it. So 148 plus 2x. That still equals 180. Pause. Did Mr. Walls write it correctly this time? Good. Always remember, if you think I'm making a mistake, ask. I probably did. From there, solve. How do you get rid of adding 148? You can subtract it, yes, or you're going to have Mr. Walls do add a negative 148 out of habit. Either way, you get the same answer, 148, taken away from 180. Is that 52, 62, 82? Nope. 32. Mental math, Mr. Walls. Aye. So 32 equals 2x. Solve that guy. So we're going to solve by dividing by 2. So again, x equals 16. Answer the question. If it's find the value of x, great. It's 16. If they say find the missing angle, take 2 times your value of x. 2 times 16 to get 30 degrees. Here we go. It says find the value of x and then classify. So all three angles in a triangle add up to 180. Everybody say 180. Did you say 180? Make sure you say it. Say 180. From there, add up all three angles. Doesn't matter which one you start with. We got 42 plus 2x plus an x. Now in class, I'm going to talk about these guys here with like terms. When we talk about x plus 2x, if you could just, in this case, please put down a 1 here again, because when we take 2x plus 1x, we have to remember that that is 3x. We combine those like terms. Again, that still all equals 180. Going from there, please solve that equation. So what you're going to see us do next here then is add a negative 42 or subtract 42, whichever one you like best. Again, careful, 138, 128, 148, it is 138 equals what remains on the right side, 3x. Solve that guy, so we're going to solve that by dividing by 3 to get rid of that 3. And you do that, handy dandy calculator or mental math, both work. 46 equals x. Boom, we found the value. But now to classify the triangle, it's going to be really helpful. We need to know what all these angles are. So plug it on in. If x is 46, this means this is 46 degrees. And this one here in the corner looks obtuse. Don't call it obtuse. We have to be able to tell that it is obtuse with our degree measurement. So plug it in. Take your 2 times that x value that we found right here. What is 2 times 46? It's 92 degrees, Mr. Walls. See, it is obtuse. Good. Don't go by what it looks like. Go by what we know. So now that you know it's 92 degrees, now you can classify. Previous lesson talked about classify. You need 2 names. Everybody say 2. Did you say 2? We need 2. So not just obtuse, that's by its angles. We also need one by its sides. Are all 3 sides the same for equiangular? Nope. 2 S's, 2 E's plus a bonus S. For isosceles, were 2 the same? Nope. No dashes. Are 2 or more 2 angles the same? Nope, not isosceles. So then it's that other, that's scalene. If you need to go back to your previous notes to remember what they are or how to spell them, please do so. We got 2 of them here. Again, find the value of x. So let's do that. In a triangle, they all add up to 180 degrees. So start with that. 180. Everybody say 180. 180. Did you say it? Otherwise, we're still moving on. So here we go. Add up your angles. We got 31 plus 42 plus an x. So as you're looking at that, combine your like terms. These are constants, just plain numbers, so that gets you 73 plus your x. That equals 180 still, all 3 angles. Now we go from there and we're going to solve. Subtract 73, or again, Mr. Walls' habit, I'm going to add a negative 73 to both sides. And is that 117, 107, is that 97? Be very careful with mental math, also with the calculator as you type it on in. Cross out the 73s. What remains on the right side? X. Notice again, it said find the value of x. We have done that. Off to the right. Find the value of x. Oh, look, it's a triangle. What do all 3 angles add up to in a triangle? Did you say 180? Sorry, in class I'll make sure we say 180, but right now I can't hear you. So here we go. I got an angle of x, and then I got an angle of x plus 4. No, these parentheses are not needed. They are there to let you know that that angle gets the label degrees. Now wait a second. I've got 1, 2 angles, but I need a 3rd angle. This is where in class I want to remind you that this is 90 degrees. Make sure you add that in there. So when we go to simplify or combine like terms, notice we've got an x plus an x. In class I take more time, but again here, could you just sneak a 1 here and a 1 here? Because x plus x is not x. X plus x is the same as 1x plus 1x, which gets you 2x. Plus, and then go ahead and add these guys up right away. That gets you 94. Awesome. So now solve that equation. Oh no. Ignore the 2x. Get rid of anything else with it. My mental math says 96, but let's see. How's my mental math? Oh, 96, Mr. Walls. It's 86. Again, why did we subtract 94 or add a negative 94? The 94's cancel. What remains on the right side is 2x. So I'm going to divide by 2. Again, careful with the mental math. Make sure we get it right. That gives me 43 equals x. Again, answer the question. Find the value of x? Yes. Then we're done. If it says find each angle, then you have to plug it in for each x in the triangle. Otherwise, sometimes they get a little bit harder like this one where we got multiple steps, but you can do it because we all know all 3 angles in a triangle add up to what? 180 degrees. You didn't say it? That's all right, but you can say it. Startle the people or educate those who are around you. Add them up. Any order. I'm going to do 55 plus x plus 2x minus 61. Well, you know Mr. Walls, he's going to have a habit. Don't subtract. Add the opposite. So let's start adding up like terms. Once again, Put a 1 with that x, because when we take x plus 2x, we need to know that gets us 3x. You don't need to circle them up. You don't need to cross them off. I'm just doing that so we can see where these guys come from. Let's not do purple. Let's make sure we can tell the difference between these. Interesting. What's a positive 51 plus a negative, positive 55 plus a negative 61? Well, that gives me a negative 6. So that's why I like to switch it to adding the opposite. We kept all that there. Awesome. So now we're back down here to this two-step equation. This is a lot of what you'll see next year, multi-step problems. Find the side with the variable. Ignore the x and anything touching it. Ignore the 3x. That's where we talk about this guy. We got to get rid of adding a negative 6. How do you get rid of adding a negative 6? Mr. Walls' habit is going to say, I'm going to add a positive 6 to both sides. So doing that then, plus 6. Why? Because a negative 6 and a positive 6 cancel, which is great. So I'm left with 186 equals 3x. Solve that guy. Get rid of the 3. Since the 3 and the x are touching, we're going to divide because then they cancel. 186 divided by 3 equals 62. If you get some sort of long decimal or something that doesn't look very nice, might have made a small math error somewhere, as you saw Mr. Walls with mental math errors and others along the way too. So be careful about that. Otherwise, again, answer the question. It said find the value of x, so we're done. It didn't say to classify, so we don't have to do that. However, your assignment may say to do that, so read instructions. Are you finding the value of x or the missing angle? Do you have to classify the triangle or not? Because you can see we're doing that. One more thing here. This is a wonderful problem they ask on standardized tests. A triangle has a ratio, angle measures with a ratio of 3, 7, 8. Find the angle measures. Well, there's no triangle. What? Don't panic. All three angles in a triangle add up to, did you say 180? We start there. These guys, give them each a variable. 3x plus 7x plus 8x. Combine your like terms. It gives you 18x. When you add all these guys up, solve by dividing by 18. X equals 10. Oops, I wrote that backwards, but it's there. Perfect, but wait, don't box that up. It didn't say find the value of x, it said find the missing angles. So plug this in to each of these x's. What is 3 times 10? So 30 degrees is one angle. What is 7x, 7 times 10? 70 degrees. What is 8x? What is 8 times 10? 80 degrees. So off we go. That's what you're looking at there. So then again, you can see they add up. But there is your final answer as we look at our assignment about finding values of x or finding angles in a triangle, because all three angles add up to 180 degrees.